This one here was an easy one to put up. Like this one just went up so easy, y'all. And I want to thank Scott for coming down and helping me with that. And you know, as most of you know, Scott helped me get Bertha running. So Bertha is moving along, and you'll see that here in a short. Even though we didn't, it wasn't all that difficult. But anyway, at least having this thing up there, y'all, will definitely help out and help keep some of that sun off the side of the shop there, and help me keep that thing a little cooler. So anyway, again, I want to thank Scott for all that. But you see how easy these little carports are to set up, and I want to thank the subscriber that sent this to me, because this is really helping out in the shop a lot, because now I can put a bunch more stuff out there. And I've got it attached to the barn now, or to the shop now, so I can put a bunch of stuff out there and be able to cover it up with tarps, and at least be able to keep it out of the weather. And like I said, give me another little side tinkering area, or place to keep the e-bikes and what have you like that. And I can park tow truck underneath the other one over here, where the camera's sitting, and then go from there. So I want to thank everybody for watching every day, y'all. I am so grateful for that, that you give me the opportunity to do what I get to do for a living. And I just I'm grateful. That's about the best I can say with this, grateful. So anyway, yeah, Scott came down for a couple hours that day and helped me with all these little projects, and that was cool. And then we got to sitting around just shooting the breeze and having a good old time after that, after we got Bertha going. And that was very cool. And Scott's also a big computer guy, so he helped me out, showing me some things about my computer, which was a big help as well. So anyway, let's get back to this work here, and we'll see what we got going. As you can see here, Scott was being an awesome supervisor. He said, "I'm a Pepsi drinking supervisor." Oh, we had a good time that day, y'all. He is just one of them kind of people you just have fun with it, because he's really, really smart, Come on, push, push. Is it gonna work? Is it gonna fit? Is it gonna get in there? Come on, get in there. All right, y'all. As you can see, she is set up. I'm gonna have to move my camera now, get it up high. But for the most part, she is standing and looking pretty sweet. So now I can get this door to open and We'll get to keep this water out away from it, which will be sweet. But it gives me some nice shade area to store stuff and work on stuff. But once I get stuff moved out of the shop and be able to store it out here, that'll make all the difference. And yes, this thing does have sides, so excuse me, that'll help keeping any kind of weather off of it and what have you like that. And I'm going to strap it to the barn or to the shop right here, you know, strap it all down to the shop so it doesn't go away. And then get some concrete, a couple bags of concrete, and probably anchor it down in here a little bit. But I think that'll work out good. I want to thank Scott, the rocker, and I'll put his channel on there. We appreciate it, brother. Yeah. So we'll see y'all in short. All right, y'all. Well, today was an awesome day. You know, had my friend Scott come down. You know, he's Scott the rocker, and I'll get you introduced to his channel. But he came down from northern Arkansas, from Joyzy. But he came down. He helped me get Bertha going today, and I meant to do a goodbye video with him, and then we ended up getting to talking, and he was showing me some stuff on the computer because he's one of them computer whizzes. So, and we just forgot. So anyway, with Bertha running, I decided, you know what, it's cool down out here. Let's get out here and get some stuff done. So as you see, we got the other carport put up. I still got to strap it in tomorrow, which I'm going to do that, and move cameras and all that kind of stuff. But I came out here and decided to get this pile of crap gone right here. This is all that stuff, you know, from when we were digging up. So it's all gone now. I'm just going to continue smoothing that out and making that sweet. And got over here and moved some more stuff around over here in front of where Rachel and Sean were staying. So we got a bunch of that pulled back, and I'll eventually start getting them big logs and stuff out of there. But yeah, I went in there and started clearing some more stuff. Now that it's dry enough to get in there, and just keep smoothing stuff out, y'all. We will get there. It's been a good day, like I said. I think it's about 8 o'clock at night now, and it's cooling down enough to where you can actually tolerate standing out here. So I'm going to keep going for a little while longer, at least probably till dark, and get what I can get done. You know what I mean? Do what we can do in the daylight when the temperatures are tolerable. So basically, that's how I do it. Is I work until can't tolerate the temperatures no more, then I take a little break and I'll just keep going and just keep tinkering. But I still got to get a little more dirt into this area right here, and I'll probably be smoothing this out and what have you like that. So basically, I'm probably going to put the sides on this carport and figure out a way to anchor this thing down good and anchor it to the shop. And like I was saying earlier, I might just dig these out right here on these legs and put a couple bags of concrete in there, you know, like a couple of half bags of concrete, and get that anchored down real good so it don't want to pick up and fly away. And this way, if I put the sides on it, at least I don't have to worry about stuff getting blown around. And then I'll be able to park tow truck over here underneath the other side. As far as the beast goes, yeah, a couple of you reached out to me about helping me, giving me some input on that, and I think that's going to be my next big project there. Anyway, I'm working on getting another tool to help me with that, turning that flywheel over and getting that all loose and making that happen. Make it easier for me to inspect that in there. I've got the endoscope camera, and so if I can get that flywheel to turn without too much headache, then I should be able to see what's going on in there. So I'm probably going to be working on that first thing in the morning to see what's going on in there. But now that I can get back into all this stuff, I will be putting Bertha to work, getting that pile gone and cleaning all this up and working on the pond some more, now that everything's getting really nice and dry. you know, it's just a process, y'all. Like I said, you just, sometimes depending on how your day is and what's going on, you pick your battles, you know. I won't even really call them battles, because I mean, yeah, granted, I don't get on a project and stay on a project non-stop until it's done, because one, you got money issues, two, you got material issues, three, you know, sometimes you just get bored of it and you just want to take a break from it. So, and then you know, another project comes along, so you tinker with that for a little while. And you know, this is my life. I don't have to finish a project every single day for whatever reason. You know, just in my world, I do whatever makes me happy every day. and if that means tinkering with something for an hour, move on to something else, well, that's what it means. You know, and I know that may drive some people crazy, and that's okay. Don't let it drive you crazy. It's your brain, you can fix it. Oh man. But see, I just had tow truck all washed off, and look at all that mud on there already. It's all good. But Bertha is back, y'all. Come to find out, that was just a crazy little chain of events that happened that day. I don't know what, I don't know. That was just, like I said, it was just a crazy chain of events. The fact that that contact went out at the same time that the fuse blew, I don't know if it was coincidence or what it was. Who knows, right? It was crazy. Just a relay was dirty. I didn't even have to replace the relay. We just had to take it out a few times and put it back in. And next thing you know, it started right up. And then we blew the fuse on for the transmission fuse, and that was the neutral switch fuse. And changed the fuse out. Well, it didn't want to take off then. Changed it out with another fuse. Took right off. Worked fine. So Scott, appreciate it, brother. He was here and helped me with that, and we figured it out pretty easy. And that was awful nice, man. I am grateful. So anyway, now that she's going, yes, I'm glad I can get some more stuff done here, and just keep moving on, day at a time, every day, keep moving on. Oh man, but you know what? Like I said, I'm gonna go ahead and get off of this. Just call it for the day. And you'll probably see some more in the morning of me being out here. I want to get some more of this dirt work going before I start on the truck, and finish up some of the stuff that I wasn't able to finish tonight that I wanted to, but that's okay. And I'll get that finished up in the morning, and then I'm gonna start working on the truck. So anyway, we love y'all. Thanks for watching every day, and I will see y'all tomorrow. Well, y'all, I got out here this morning, started to work on the truck. Sean went to work, well, took off on his way to work, and then his belt broke, tore his tensioner pulley up. So needless to say, he's down. So I'm gonna move the four-wheeler out of the way out here, so my truck gets put on hold for a little bit, so I can help him get his back going. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna pull the four-wheeler out of the way, and we're gonna pull his car up in here to a shaded area here. At least the ground is good and hard over here, and we'll be able to get him jacked up and see if we can get it off of there. All right, so let's do that, and we'll make this happen. All right, well, we managed to pull it over here with the tractor and got it up in here a little ways anyway. Really would like to get it a little bit further in here, just to make it sweeter.
Got a spare serpentine belt.
Alright, got a spare belt. We just need a pulley. Alright, let's see what we can get done. Alright, y'all, I am up underneath here, and I've got my endoscope out, and I'm going to show you what I'm looking at here. that looks like. Trying to get you set up to where you can see what I'm seeing here, y'all. But it looks like I've got an issue here. Let me see if I can get you set up. It does look like I've got something broken inside this thing, and I thought I'd seen a crack in the flywheel a little while ago, because I'm out here trying to spin it and trying to hold this camera at the same time and be able to see what I'm doing and and record. So if you get up in here like this, it looks like something's been hitting metal up in here. And it's hard to tell. You're sitting here looking at this camera like, so basically I turned it over a few times with this rod I got here. It's like a big flat screwdriver. You just take this cover off here and you just spin it around, and like I said, it's pretty hard to see up in there with this endoscope, but I thought I'd seen a crack on the inside of it at one point. So that's what I was looking at. And it looks like it's about that long. And so it looks like I'm gonna have to pull this transmission and transfer case out. Now this is a custom built. I mean, I had this thing built by Monster, so it's a custom built transmission just for this truck, to pull the heavy loads that, you know, I told them I was expecting to pull. And you know, I wanted my shift points a little bit higher than normal, and they asked me if I had a bully dog. I said yes, and he said okay, well, we'll adjust it for that. So just so you know, Monster transmission, they did an awesome job. It was me putting it in, I think, is where the issue was, because I was in a hurry when I put it in, and I'm hoping it's not the bottom end, but you know, the bottom end of the engine anyway. I'm hoping there's not a crank shaft bearing, but the way it sounded and the noise it was making really sounded just like a broken flywheel. Because you could get it to a certain RPM and it'd be just nice and sweet and sit there and run smooth. But then as soon as you let off the gas or a little bit, or give it too much gas, then that would change the vibration in it, and then the knock sensors would throw the computer off. So this is what I'm looking at. So in case, for those of you that don't know, this is what we're trying to do in here. We're trying to search around for the crack. Now I did, when I first turned it a little while ago, the whole thing shifted a little bit, so that gives me a little more indication that this is probably a broken flywheel. I mean, it says a brand new torque converter too as well. The torque converter came with the transmission. Monster will only warranty the transmission if you use their torque converter that they recommend for it and that they have made for it. So I guess that's what I'm gonna have to do. Now that I've got Bertha running, I should be able to lift the whole truck up fairly easy, the front of it anyway. And because I've got that big 12,000 pound winch on there and that winch bumper on the front, so I should be able to lift the truck up with that pretty easy. Get some jack stands underneath this, enough to get the transmission out. So unfortunately, you gotta take all of this out. Let me see if I can spin around here and show you. That transmission got to come out, and then you got to take this cross member right here out. This one's right at my face. And transfer case, drive shaft. So yeah. Now that yes, this is dual exhaust. As you can see, I got two mufflers back there. I built this all exhaust myself. So we're gonna see about doing that. One good thing that crawling underneath here, what I found is I do have a ground strap that has come off. So that kind of gives me that reason, an indication of some other issues. Now these Chevrolets, there are two ground straps on these trucks, and I'm going to show you the two of them. So if you have electronics issues with your truck, sometimes ABS systems, and there is usually one ground strap, and it's right up underneath this wheel well, and I don't know if I can get the camera in there to see it for you, show it to you, but there's usually one right here. They are. Okay, so there's two grounds right here. Okay, and this is, you can see the step here. So there's two grounds right here. So if you're ever having issues, check these two. Okay, and then there's another one. It's another one in here too. Anyway, these right here, if they get corroded, take these off and clean these. Okay, if you're having issues, just take them off and clean them. I have had issues in the past with my my whole gauges, all my gauges in my truck just quit working, and that was the cause. So I cleaned them off, had them working all again, and then they quit working again. And I think at that time it was already gone too far to where it had burnt my cluster out. So anyway, once you burn the cluster out, you can rebuild them, or you can send them off and have them rebuilt. But I think that's what my issue was. But I did see, I'm gonna see if I can find that other ground strap that I seen fall off earlier. Yeah, look right here. Here it is, right here towards the back of the truck. Now this ground strap right here, if this one goes out, this will throw your gas gauge off, all kinds of nice little stuff off. Okay, just so you know. Anyway, yeah, towards the back of the truck, and it's supposed to be up inside there like that and strapped down. So that will happen. So I don't know if I'm going to get to pulling this thing out today, because it is already like 103 and it's only like 1 o'clock in the afternoon, and it is, I'm in the shade with a fan and I'm still cooking, sweating hot. So I will I might get out here first thing in the morning and just start taking this thing apart. I'm going to lift it up, put it under some jack stands, and give me some plywood or some wood and put it underneath there, put the jack stands on it, and then spread some plastic out over the whole bottom here, so in case I do drop bolts or what have you like that, I won't lose them in the dirt. Not that this is like Florida where the sand will eat a bolt up real quick. Look at this guy.
Water delivery. It's hot out here, y'all.
So we're yeah, dual purposing today. So figure while I helped him this morning, I'm gonna get him to help me do a couple things on the shop while we're here, and then we'll see what we can get going. So we'll see you in a short. All right, well, at least we've got a plan for working on the beast here. So I'm gonna call this one a day, and we'll get started on that here in the next day or two. I've got to clean up the shop and get some things organized for that tomorrow, and we'll get going with that. But like I said, at least I've got somewhat of an idea what's going on with it, and we'll see. I'll just gotta start pulling it apart. So don't forget, like and subscribe and share. Tell all your friends, come see us at Junktojems, because you never know what kind of junk we're gonna turn into a gem. Appreciate y'all watching, y'all. Love you guys. And by the way, go thank a vet, because you never know. You know, they might be needing something too. They might be just needing some love for the day. So thank them for your freedom. See you in a bit.